Hello, human. When people talk about kefir, sooner or later, the word microbiota comes up. And that's not random. Your microbiota is a community of microorganisms living in your intestine. It's not optional. It's not a trend. It's a real ecosystem that influences digestion, immunity, and overall balance in the body. Kefir is a fermented drink that contains live bacteria and yeasts. When you consume it, you introduce active microorganisms into your digestive system. That doesn't mean they all move in permanently, but they do interact with your intestinal environment. Some kefir bacteria can compete with less desirable microorganisms, produce useful compounds, and contribute to the balance of the gut ecosystem. Others may help reinforce microbial diversity, which is one of the most important indicators of a healthy microbiota. Diversity is key. A diverse ecosystem is more stable, more resilient to sudden changes, and less prone to imbalance. Kefir doesn't replace your microbiota, but it can support it. During fermentation, kefir also generates compounds such as organic acids and metabolites that may influence the intestinal environment. It's not just about live bacteria, it's also about what they produce. But it's important to understand something from the start. Kefir is not a universal cure. It doesn't repair years of poor eating habits in a week. It doesn't replace medical treatment. It's a functional food that can be part of a broader strategy. When integrated consistently and reasonably, it can become an ally. One of the most commonly reported benefits among people who consume kefir regularly is improved digestion. This can be explained by several factors. First, kefir contains microorganisms that begin breaking down certain compounds before your body has to handle them alone. In the case of milk kefir, the partial reduction of lactose makes digestion easier for people who are sensitive. That alone is a practical advantage. Beyond that, kefir microorganisms can produce enzymes and metabolites that influence the intestinal environment. There may also be an effect on intestinal transit. Some people notice improvements in mild constipation or a reduction in bloating. This doesn't happen to everyone, but it's common when the microbiota was previously out of balance. Another relevant area is the immune system. A significant portion of immune activity occurs in the gut. Maintaining a diverse and stable microbiota can indirectly influence how the body responds to certain stimuli. It's important not to exaggerate. Kefir is not a magical shield, but it can act as support, a food that helps maintain a more balanced intestinal environment. The benefits don't come from extreme doses, they come from consistency. Small, regular amounts are usually more effective than large, occasional ones. So, why is kefir considered so beneficial for the microbiota? Because it combines three key elements: live microorganisms, metabolites produced during fermentation, and a partially transformed food that is easier to digest. It's not just probiotics, it's not just acidity, it's not just fermented milk. It's a moving ecosystem, interacting with another ecosystem inside you. When consumed with realistic expectations, kefir can help support microbial diversity, assist digestive processes, and contribute to a more stable intestinal environment. But this is important. If your overall diet is poor, high in ultra-processed foods and low in fiber, no fermented food can compensate for that. Your microbiota feeds primarily on plant fiber. Kefir is a complement, not the foundation. The best way to use it is as part of a coherent lifestyle. Balanced nutrition, sufficient fiber, proper hydration, and fermented foods that your body tolerates. Well, that's where kefir shines. Not as a miracle, but as consistent support. Kefir doesn't promise, kefir accompanies. Follow me. I'm Kefir.